Best? Okay, good. It looks as if everything is working. Oh, this will be interesting. I'm somewhat sleep deprived from some dental issues. So solving puzzles under that state will be interesting. Alright, so what was I doing? I'm at 2 out of 3 secrets in this level. So it looks like I just set myself up to go looking for the third secret here in the world of Gentry. So let's start with that then. Feels like I've bumped every wall in the entire level at least twice now, and I haven't found any secret rooms. Maybe the H&S map will just let me see where it is. I don't have any idea. Alright, my snooping with the H&S tool says it's at 4 north 1 east, but I bumped every wall adjacent to that room and didn't find anything. Guess I'll just retry. So north of this room. Oh. How did I miss that? Alright. How did I miss that today is what I mean. Okay, so what is this room? Get a stick, get this will happen. I want none of that to happen. Alright. So keep 4 gentry from leaving, basically. With a stick and some mirrors to place them. Hello. I managed to eventually find this room mainly by using H&S to go manually check adjacent rooms until I found it. Somehow I missed the wall that leads to it several times. And just walking around the level. This is probably the wrong start. there is a perfect configuration, which I doubt I can reach, but basically, you see how these three right below me are? You've got an angle, a straight, and then if I had one more L shape that was a perfect reflection of that, then that would stay in place if I had these three plus these two plus three more mirrors. That would be 3, 6, 8. So there is a configuration that works with 8 mirrors if you could set that up to perfectly happen. Although I don't know that I can do that. I'll certainly try what I'm doing here. Does this work? I think this is only missing one mirror to be perfect. The V-shaped one can't move because everyone else is in its way and one mirror is in the way. Yeah. Yep, this should be perfect. I got one extra mirror out of the deal, and I saw with what the 8 mirror solution would look like. You basically need this, but with the 4th gentry eye being a reflection of this northmost one on the south side. That would allow you to use 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mirrors. Alright, let's go grade my solution. Nice. 4 global gentry eye. For some reason the exit doors here are trapdoors. I guess that's just aesthetics. Alright, that's this level done. Which is nice, but has the slight problem that I think all that's left now might be the dreaded time clone room that I couldn't even see how to start. I'll verify if I'm right about that. So I think I was going down the list in order. Yeah, I was going down the list in order, and I've only skipped Entropic Cauldron because I don't know how to solve that room. So let's try to establish what the issue is with this room. The way it's built, it demands that regular B-throw go through this set of hot tiles in precisely this order, which, with the way the force arrows are placed, demands that the roach precisely goes on these plates in this ring-shaped order. That is the requirement. Make the roach go on these buttons in this order, which wouldn't be very hard to arrange, except it's impossible to even keep it from leaving its cage because these are force arrows and not walls. If these were walls or broken walls or something like that, then this would be doable. But as it stands, number one, I have no way of telling when I'm playing as this time clone what the roach is doing whatsoever. And number two, nothing that I have tried has ever prevented the roach from just instantly leaving its cage. Because either it chases after one time clone forever and goes that way, or it chases after the other time clone forever and goes that way. There is no way to even keep it in there for 2 turns, for more than like 3 turns, let alone precisely manipulate it to go to specific tiles, without some walls for it to bonk against, instead of coming straight out to where the time clones are. Like, if it's going north, it keeps going north, no matter how far to the north I go to try to attract it. And if it's going south, it keeps going south, no matter how far south I go to try to drive it away. Like, this just does not look possible at all. Like, you basically have to already know what the solution is to know what to do with the first time clone. You'd have to know exactly what every move of the solution is to know what to do with the first time clone. And there's no way to experiment to try to figure out what the solution is supposed to be. I am not in the mood to bash my head against this all day at all, so I'm not going to. I know exactly where this secret room is. It's not a mystery where it is or how to get to it. I'll just do this later. I'd rather go see new things that I haven't tried before. Alright, Chapter 7. Oh yeah, a quick inventory check. I have 6 colored tokens, 2 keys, I guess, 3 door cards, 0 of whatever these are. I have 6 out of 7 tier keys. I think these are meaningful. I have 6 out of 8 lit up areas. 0 of whatever belong on these bridges. Let's see. Yeah, 2 of 3 keys for Parched Plaza, apparently. 6 of 8 chapters complete. 6 of 7 round 6 of 8 colored tokens. 3 question marks. 6 of 8 chapters. Oh, the large colorful things are chapters. Yeah, okay. So interestingly, there's not stairs for this chapter, for the 8th chapter. There's stairs for chapters 1 through 7, apparently. Alright, Infernal Machine. Coordinated Assault. Let's just start this one because it's the one I've been to the room for before. Looks like we're being introduced to soldiers. At the end of the causeway, a rocky ledge gave access to the nearest door of the fortress. It stood open. Ophiuchus must have passed through in too much of a hurry to close it behind him. Beethro stopped to wait for the villagers who were threading their way across the causeway. They were not used to such treacherous terrain and stumbled and clung onto each other to stop themselves from falling. There's a from missing here, maybe. I guess this is technically okay, though. Beethro sighed. He appreciated the offer of help, and he could not have afforded to turn it down, having no idea what dangers awaited once they were inside the fortress. But he remembered the stories of his grandfather Gunthro, who had once reluctantly fought in a war between Rasarus and Tueno. He remembered how Gunthro had described his comrades, young men and women, fresh from the farms and fishing boats who had never seen a war before. They had done their best because it was all they could do to save their country and their families from invaders, and so many of them had never made it back. Beethro looked again at the followers he had brought with him. He felt there was so much he wanted to say to them, but there was no time. He nodded to them and strode through the door. Alright. Mr. Budkin, sir. Captain Mia of the 1st Stalwarts, reporting for service. And Sergeant Hendry of the 1st Marines. On land or in water, our swords are always at the ready. Thank you, I guess. Is everyone here? It's the 1st Stalwart Brigade, ready and assembled, sir. 1st Marines, assembled and ready. Look, I know you're really getting into this whole pretending to be military thing, but I'm just a simple smiter. I see a monster, I kill it. Nothing fancy. So, what are your orders, sir? Look, you really don't need to address me as sir. Mr. Budkin will do. But it's good for morale, sir. My men want to know they have a confident leader. It would be better if they had a competent leader. So, what are your orders, sir? Okay, when I step on the pressure plate... Please, sir, I can't see the pressure plate from here. Alright, when you have a clear path to a monster, charge forward and kill it. Yes, sir. Got that, everyone? When you have a path to the monster, kill it. Marines, be ready to charge. I have a bad feeling about this. I don't sense anything. Charge! I'll go for the ones on land. You take the ones over the water. Okay, the path's clear. Time to move on, everyone. I don't see any monsters, and you said when you see a monster, charge and kill it. Alright, then see you in the next room. Except for you two. You two get a vacation together. Where's everyone gone? Oh, Mr. Budkin, sir. I'm over here. And I'm here, sir. Well, come out and fight the enemy. I can't, sir. I'm worried that my sword will hit that powder keg. I'm afraid I might accidentally strike a decoy. What's wrong with that? The decoys won't harm you. No, but I thought it might inconvenience you if I damage them. Alright, I'll clear a path for you. Everyone happy now? Left-click on the Stalwart or Soldier to view their current target, if any, in their intended path. Don't do that. I figure this is a tidy, reliable way to make sure they don't go after the level. All done, Mr. Budkin, sir. What are you up to over there? Well, I can't seem to get to this roach, so I'm staying here to keep its attention. That way I won't bother my friend Natalia. She's a bit scared of roaches. Okay. I hope I didn't need that one. this meant to work? There we go. Bye, Natalia. This looks awkward. Clearing this might require the soldier over there to die, but I'm sure he'll be back when I re-enter the room. That's how it works. I think so, at least. Okay. So the soldier definitely has to wake this eye, meaning he has to go all the way around. But I don't see any way to make him go that far without more obstacles than just Bethro for him to worry about. I guess that works. Okay. It sure seemed like he needed to wake it, but I guess target priority isn't quite what I thought it was there. Let's go north. This looks bad. I won't be able to use my sword for a while. And I don't think these guys have been through basic combat training. Even something as simple as killing a monster around a corner may be tricky for them. But hey, I'm here, and I can show them how it's done. So I will show them how it's done. How am I supposed to get ahead of this guy to get in his way? really remember what I did that worked earlier, so I don't know how to adjust this to do the same thing. Nice work. I should be able to clean up from here. Okay, your turn to help out. I'll do my best, Mr. Budkin, sir. I need to delay him somehow. That should work. Alright. Yeah, after enough introductions, Bethro would be like, hey you. Okay, we'll need to coordinate and strike the water skippers at the same time. I can see a monster, so I have to kill it. No, this supersedes that order. I can only keep one order in my head at a time. Okay. I could have told him that was bound to happen. How do I keep them from targeting these three? Hadn't occurred to me that this was an option. glad he kind of showed me that option as a thing I could do. Alright. But how do I keep him from hitting that one? I need him to not hit that one. I can do this. This doesn't feel right, but I can. There's no way to keep this one from killing the skipper he's not supposed to kill yet. Okay, one of them has to die to kill these three skippers in the middle here. Because even if two are killing these skippers at the same time, one of them would still be killed by the third remaining skipper. And sometime after these three are dead, there needs to be a lone skipper somewhere in the south area so that it becomes a really long walk to get from that skipper to this one. see any way to arrange both of those things. To begin with, these two can be killed from the south, and these two can be killed from the north, each without any trouble. But I can't get through the passage without killing both of them in either direction. And anyway, it's not clear how I could make a long path from any of these four back to the one that I don't want to hit till last. I presumably really need these mirrors for something. There's no way to get enough time to get all the way to the token this way. I really don't see how, even in the completely intact version of this room, there would ever be enough obstacles to delay for a soldier for that long. That's an extremely long delay. There isn't any resources that would let me achieve that long of a delay in the first place. Like, all the skippers are just way too close to each other for that to do. Even if I could pull some trick of putting a mirror onto the plate exactly at the same time as the mirror dies, the skipper dies, that wouldn't really help. Because I would still need some way to remotely open the door to the south of the Conquer token, which I can't do. Even if there was a mirror here and the doors hadn't been closed by it. I broke the scripting a little bit. Made the speech come from an empty tile. I'm not exactly sure how I broke that, but not too bad. I cannot figure that one out. There's no way I can see to make him both kill one of the three and also get open the way to the west. What's the problem? That water looks too scary for me. This is a job for a Marine. Well, where are the Marines? I think Miles, Dave, and Ronald went to have a beer in the next room. They'll come back if you blow the horns. And they'll come to the closest entrance, facing the same way you're facing. Is that really necessary? I don't know, sir, but it's military. Alright. What's going on here? You can't go into battle like that. What if a roach sneaks up on you while you're facing the other way? What do you want us to do, Mr. Budkin? Just turn to face the path ahead of you before you move. Or facing one step away is good enough, I guess. You heard him, men. Face the path ahead of you or one step away from it. When you get near the enemy, face it and attack. I guess that will do. I hope these idiots will be okay. But what about you, Gerald? Well, Captain, I never had a clear path to a target, so the order didn't make sense to me. You got that too? Pretty sure I've got it. Just face the next step of the path, even if the enemy is nowhere in sight. That's good. Carry on. Good job. Maybe this is going to work out after all. Excuse me, Mr. Budkin, sir? Yes, what is it? Well, I like to keep my eyes on the enemy just in case it tries anything. Is it okay if I stay facing towards it? Yeah, I suppose that's okay. Just do your best. Thank you, Mr. Budkin. I assume by the enemy we're referring to the Lava in this case. Well, Mr. Budkin, how is the operation going? I'm not happy. The soldiers all have different ideas about what they want to do. It's going to make it hard to know what should happen in a room. Do you have an idea for a solution? How about this? It's a bit complicated, but it should work. Let's say that if a soldier is facing the path ahead or one step away, they can continue moving along it without turning. If they're facing towards the enemy, they should also move. But if neither of those are true, they should turn towards the enemy. I think that covers all cases and make things reasonably predictable. All right, sir. I'll relay your orders to the army at once. Thank you. Let's just hope this will work out. Okay, let's give this a try. See if you can do it. Let's see. What? I don't have control over anything except when this guy starts his movement. And apparently both of the options that let him survive this kill him in the next one. there's really only those two options. Did I mention I'm very badly sleep deprived from some dental issues today? Not that that's necessarily an absolute excuse for everything, but if I miss something obvious, I'm sorry. I had to admit, I was worried there for a minute. There we go. That won't do it. This supposed to work? I don't have any tools in this room to block paths with. There we go. Ah, it burns! Help me, sir! Hang on, I'll get them off you. Try to block their gaze with your sword. I can't, sir. When I turn to block one beam, I get hit by the other. Alright, just wait a bit and I'll see what I can do. I can't, Mr. Bartkin, sir. I've got to keep on turning. No, stop. Hit by beam, must turn, must keep turning. I guess this is up to me then. Of course, right? Thank you, Mr. Butkin, sir. I don't know what I've done without you. I'd have done without you. Probably just keep on turning. don't really see what I can do here. The only way the stalwart would come kill this eye would be if he was standing here and wanted to face east while moving. But that doesn't really work, apparently. Apparently that's not a thing that it's possible to make him want to do. I can't really tell what these moves are supposed to be good for. I'm just supposed to push one of them into the shadows, so all coaches after me instead of him. No. This is still too far away. Oh, maybe it's not. Okay, I guess that was the whole idea there. Sure. Challenge. Clear the room without creating a stepping stone. Well, I don't know how to do that. I think I might pass on this challenge since I already cleared the room. Here we have what might reasonably be described as a situation. So, what appears to be secret room access requires all 4 of these to be destroyed, which would require that all 4 of those are still facing west when these doors are opened. I guess. Yeah, I needed to disrupt their timing somehow. That did something, but I'm not sure if it did enough. See if I understand this right. I need the 2 from the north to be facing south and southeast, when this one is facing north. So one of them needs to be exactly opposite. Okay, that's southeast. Now he's one ahead of that one. So I think that should work. The order of these two needs to be the opposite. Okay. I don't think that works either. Yeah, there's no way to stun an Onclich for 2 consecutive turns. Because if it's stunned on this turn, then the next turn there's a diagonal sword that it's looking towards, and it won't move. There's no way to make an Enflich stay still for more than one turn. This setup just doesn't make it possible. I don't think this works, but something like this could be a trick. Do a world like this. There's also that. I'll never stop turning. There's no way to keep an Onklitch stunned for more than one turn in a row. Not with any of them. It just isn't possible. So, like, the version of this room without the secret entrance passageway is really easy. You just kill both of the Onklitch pinning this guy so that he stays facing south forever. And then this Onklitch is permanently blocked. And there's no issue getting through this part. But as far as I can tell, it's completely impossible to keep an Onklitch stunned for more than one turn at a time any other way. You have to stun the north one on this island twice in a row. There's absolutely no other way to get past this obstacle besides for that to be stunned 2 turns in a row. But the setup makes that impossible. If it's being stunned by this sword, then a sword over here, anywhere except straight south, which wouldn't produce anything, which wouldn't be productive in any way, will make sure that it's not stunned. And if there's a sword facing south here, and then the turn after, there will be a sword facing southwest, which means that I can't block it from this side. And if it's able to move for even a single turn while I'm on these Ormites, then it will turn, and I will not be able to move forward. There's just nothing else in this room that could be used to achieve the result. apart from a demo, which I don't really want to use, the HNS thread for this is not very helpful at all. Apparently there's supposed to be some magical way, and I'm being a bit unpleasant saying it that way, but there's supposed to be some way to have a stalwart face south for a while and then turn while I'm all the way down here. But there's no way for me to do that. That was what I tried to do earlier and it didn't work. For one thing, to get past the northmost bit of Ormites, I have to have a stalwart facing north at some point. So it's not like I could go all the way up here and influence things. But the one that's stuck facing south like, under these conditions, there is no way to make this one turn while I'm down there. Like, I could kill this stalwart so that the Onklage here are able to see that one, but they'll just face this guy. And I guess I could kill this guy too, because I only need this one to go north and south with these two, but... Yeah, that's what I thought. There's no way to keep this Onklage from immediately facing that stalwart, that soldier, while I'm trying to go this way. And immediately he turns around to face it and becomes completely useless. And after that, there's no way whatsoever for him to ever face south or north again. This just produces exactly the same situation as before. We will never just stay facing that way, either way. this what I'm supposed to do? This also, I think, doesn't work. Again, as soon as I start going this way, that glitch will just start turning him forever and continue turning him forever. There's no way for him to stay still like this. This just does not appear to be possible. I've tried every combination I can think of having different objects with different stalwarts, and it always winds up the same way. He's either always spinning or always stuck in place. There's no in between. Maybe I'll understand it when I'm less sleep deprived next weekend or something. Let's just look at a different room. What do we have here? What's the matter? Well, I can only see one path to decide, Mr. Buckley, sir. But if I take that path, I'll strike that rock, and I don't want to. So I should just pretend that path doesn't exist, right? I guess that's fair enough. Carry on. Okay. What's with this mirror? Is this mirror here? Am I supposed to have control of any of this at all? It seems like I am. But I can't go here. What's the goal? We need to open all three of these at the same time, yes. still won't move. I guess that's because I didn't leave a path. I suppose I'll just take a wild guess with these other two. Maybe the idea is to not for them to go simultaneously, but for them to all stay still. No? Excuse me a moment. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I have something I have to take care of. There's no point along this soldier's path where like if I look at his path, there's no point on this path where if he were taking the path he would stab a decoy that isn't also that the decoy, that like putting the decoy there wouldn't alter what his path is. So I can't figure out where I'm supposed to put it. Okay, I guess that was it. Oh, just that. Alright then. What a room. I don't know how to make them turn around. Again, I don't know how to make him turn around. That didn't necessarily click with me from the original rooms. That may very well be my problem, though. Not really mentally at my best at the moment. Like, this does make sense, but I think I interpreted the rule backwards the way that it was stated. Like, what I internalized must have been something more like, he will turn if he's not facing the way that he wants to face, rather than he won't turn if he is facing the way that he wants to face. Or something like that. This does have the weird and very unintuitive consequence that you basically want to force him to walk backwards through the entire path. That'll do it. Oh, except for the very last step, apparently. Oh, okay. Yeah, this room is much better at forcing you to know that than the room that, I guess, gave the tutorial in text. Well, it is for me, anyway. Okay. Hello. What are you doing with that rattlesnake? Stabbing it, Mr. Butkin, sir. But you can only stab rattlesnakes at the tail. I'm sorry, sir. I flunked high school biology, so I don't know how to tell which bit is the tail. Another hopeless case. Okay. Do I need to do anything special besides just stab the rattlesnake right now? I don't think so. Thank you. Now I'll go and stab another bit of the snake. Oh wait, there's a bit I can stab right here. No, that's the head. Oh, never mind. This is pretty good. I do want him to survive the stabbing of the snake, though. So I guess this is no good. Ah, close. I think if I go in and stab it, that'll be good enough. There we go. Okay. So for the rest of this room, I'll hit that and open the door for both of these. This does that. I could kill the rattlesnake, but I have a feeling that I shouldn't. If I just do nothing, then what happens? They both die to the adder, rather predictably. Okay. So what change could I make to this situation? I'm not allowed to attack the adder myself. I could shorten or kill the rattlesnake, which doesn't feel like it's meaningful at all. And I could move a mirror around, which also doesn't really achieve anything at all. Persuade the rattlesnake to come here. No, it'll just start moving freely. That is definitely too much chaos to survive. What I should be trying to achieve here. I mean, I know what my ultimate goal probably is. I think I want to somehow make it so that these two arrive at the adder at the same time. But I don't really see any, like, useful tools here to let me delay them in a controllable way. You just have this very chaotic rattlesnake that will do something, but not something I really have any control over. I guess I could stick it somewhere other than where it started, like here. Will that help somehow? Yes. Does that put them close enough together? No. Should I try to do that somewhere else? That's no good. There was a little bit of trial and error involved in my solution, but I guess it worked out. It worked out. And over to the east we have something. How on earth did you manage to get stuck behind those bombs? Well, sir, I was on my way to fight the evil eye when I noticed Carla had dropped 100 Greckles over here. I picked them up, then turned around to face the eye, and then I couldn't get out. But can't you just turn your sword to get out? No, sir, I have strict instructions regarding when to turn and when to move. And I'm facing one step away from the first step of my path, so I must move. Can't you disregard your instructions for just one turn? No, sir, strict instructions, as I said. I need to keep a strict algorithm in my mind, or I wouldn't ever know what to do. Wait, when did he learn the word algorithm? Okay. Here we have some kind of confusing structure. I'm not sure what this thing is about. There are buttons here that open the way to roaches. This I don't have any way to reach. Having a roach around doesn't really help much. I don't feel like 2 roaches will help more. Oh yeah, Beaver said how on Earth. Shouldn't he say how on the 8th? I mean, presumably in this setting, Earth refers exclusively to dirt, and not to the world. Oh well. Okay, I guess I just needed to do that. What happened here? I guess he decided that he wanted to attack this eye for one turn, and that didn't turn his sword? That's the only guess I have. So, now what? Yeah, Earth like ground, but not Earth like the entire world. They're kind of two different things, right? I don't know. So there's a mechanism here where it's toggled by that. Okay, my guess is that I want 2 roaches here to be in the 2 parts of this mechanism for some reason. Like trap him there. Oops. Stick the other one on the right one. I'm really not sure entirely why this would work, why this would achieve something good, but I'm assembling the pieces in a way that feels like it makes sense. I mean, how on earth is the same meaning as how in the world? It's not really how on ground. Like, that would be seemingly kind of a silly interpretation of what the phrasing means. Like, if you were writing a sci-fi story where everyone lived on Venus, then someone would not say how on Earth, they would say how on Venus. Surely. How do I set this up exactly? I mean, my impression is this guy is supposed to, for some reason, bounce between going after the 2 roaches. But I'm not really clear how to start that process. I would presume that it has something to do with the powder keg in the west side. But, like, how would it? What about this powder keg could possibly prevent him from doing what he wants to do? I don't understand. Do I need to make him face a different direction first? Somehow? What? Okay, well there's a secret room to the southeast, I guess. Or not southeast, to the south, I guess. But no, he'll just turn entirely south once he starts going into that hallway. I guess I can shove him in facing this direction. Now, I could also try actually opening this door. Oh, damn it. Okay. was looking promising, but I think I need this door to be open too. Maybe not. Okay. Sure. That works. Anyway, apparently there is a room to the south of this one, which involves horns, and a guy to the west. We meet again, Beethro Budkin. Tiresias, what are you doing here? I heard there was trouble brewing below, so I came down to see what I could do. And it looks to me like you and your little army could use some help. Yeah, no kidding. So what have you got, old man? Oh, just an observation that may or may not be useful. It seems that you always move first, then soldiers, then monsters. And if you summon soldiers with horns, then one you summon first will move first. That's all? Well, I guess I'll bear that in mind. And don't forget that Seep die on their own turn, not the turn of whoever struck the orb. Yeah, I got it. Glad to hear it, but I'll be here if you need me to give you that hint again. Okay, it's been a long while since I first started this thing. Is this the guy from Red Rock Hermitage? Is that why he's telling me about move order? That's what I would presume to be the case. Because that's what he is. Alright, so what is going on in this room? The number one distraction for me is the fact that there appears to be a path to the east. Okay. There is not... Okay. So there's no way to open these force arrows. So that's not a real path to the east. That is, if I were to somehow hypothetically block the way north, then a guy that I summon will come from that direction. I think. And he'll do things. So if I do that, that makes that unusable. So if this is remotely relevant, then it's because I have to place a guy going that way, facing that way. And then he needs to do that to to swap these orbs over. To swap these doors over. Okay. And if he presses this, no. If he presses this, then it closes that and opens that to kill the seeps. Sure. The force arrows around the seep look slightly suspicious, because a couple of them are diagonal. Like, the one here is diagonal, it doesn't need to be. And likewise this one. Those two are different from just facing straight in toward the center like I would expect. But I can see no way for that to be relevant. So maybe it's not relevant? I could always place one there and place one there like that. Doing that means that I don't have to block the way with an eye. Then I don't really know what I'm supposed to accomplish here. somehow I'm supposed to press that button while I am all the way over here. And then everything has to die immediately after that. And there's a lubba here that looks completely irrelevant to everything. Because it can't even do anything until after the room is clear. You would not naturally press the orb. It kills the seed. But I'm not really clear why I would need him to do so in the first place. Why are these seed here in the first place? What is their purpose? What conceivable reason could there be for these seed to exist? There's no way I could push the seep off of this door. And there's no reason why I would want to. Even if I thought there was... Even if I wanted to, I would have to open the door and simultaneously push a seep 2 tiles from here to there. There is no way that's ever happened. That's not even where the suspicious force arrows are. They're all the way over here. Or else you'd have to double push a seep across free land over to this, which is not ever happening. Why are the seep in this room? Why is there a trapdoor here and a button there that toggles these force arrows? Why does it matter if I summon a guy before or after this orb is pressed? I cannot make any sense at all of this room. It just looks like an assemblage of random elements that have no relation to each other whatsoever, and no possible way of being useful for the goal that I'm presented with. Well, I have no idea why it would be useful. I can use an eye to force this guy to face a different direction. Like that one, for example. I suppose in theory it could be the case that I want him to turn his sword in a way that will open up the wall so that the other guy will want to move. that's a thing that can happen, but that doesn't actually solve any of the problems. Without some way to remotely activate that orb, it doesn't matter that I can do that. I'd have to somehow magically hit the orb while I'm all the way over here for that to matter. If there's anything already in the room that makes this guy want to move, then this guy would also want to move. So there's not any way of making this guy move around in a way where he would hit the orb. You'd have to be hitting the orb all the way, like, before I even start entering here, or else he's not hitting the orb at all. Yeah, I can't see any way whatsoever for this room to make sense. I think I'll give up on it for now. Hello, Mother Eyes. It's a lot of eyes. Okay, this looks like it will be tricky. Soldier? Yes, Mr. Butkin, sir. There are hot tiles here, so try not to turn when you're on them. I don't know what those are, and Yes, I know, you have a strict algorithm. Not just that, sir, but Captain Simon gave us orders that if we have the choice, we should turn rather than move to kill a monster right next to us. And I can't countermand that order. That would be confusing, sir. Please keep things simple. Only Who Buffets. I'm not completely sure if I heard a knock on the door or not because I have headphones on. I guess I'll hope I was wrong. Alright, so how does this room work? Looks like we want to make a path for him to go through while hitting all three of these buttons. So if I started like this... No. What? I don't see how to start this. Why is he... Okay. I guess that's a good start. Yes, third step. Probably wrong. I just want to do this. I think that should work if I get rid of the north row. Oh, that's perfect. Just get rid of these four. Okay, this is much easier than I thought it was. Ta-da! What do we have here? Seems like I need this room uncleared for some reason. don't know how to make it turn in this situation. They would need to somehow make the target we want to go east. I think. This doesn't work. Every single time. Yeah, that's no good. It's going east too fast now. Yeah, there's no way to make him turn by doing something like this. I don't see how to make him turn, and I really don't see how I would ever go to the north here, or do anything with the north exit here. Unless going east somehow leads around the north, to the south, I mean. I really don't know. I think I'm just going to call it a day for now. I have a few rooms that I can't figure out one way or another. They're all kind of blocking progress. I'm hopeful that next Saturday I will be less sleep deprived and not in pain of toothache, so maybe I'll be able to figure things out then. So I'll leave this here for next time. Thank you for watching. Sorry if I'm a little dumber or grumpier than usual. And I should be back next week, as far as I know.